What's up? Happy Monday. Let's talk about trusting gradual transformation. I know that's hard because we all want it quick and fast. We want that transformation now, and that can happen, but sometimes we gotta trust gradual transformation. Let's talk about a teaching from Adi Śaṅkarācārya, a teacher from the Advaita Vedānta tradition. I don't know if you've ever been there. I've definitely been in this place, but there have been many times where I have wondered, why am I even doing this work, right? I'm doing the work, but I'm not seeing the results yet. So why am I doing this? Why is this even worth it? You might be asking why growth can feel slow, invisible, or even discouraging at times, especially when we're not seeing results right away. I want to normalize the frustrations because we all have them. And if we can get past them, we can get to our growth. So many seekers doubt themselves, not because they're off track, but because the transformation doesn't announce itself loudly to us. It doesn't just, say, ta-da, transformation is here. This teaching really matters for us right now because we live in a culture that is obsessed with speed and proof and outcome, like now. Productivity. And yoga reminds us that real change happens quietly, gradually, and inevitably. So let's talk about this yogic teaching from this text called Vivekachūḍāmaṇi. This is attributed to Adi Śaṅkarācārya, again from the Advaita Vedānta tradition. This Sanskrit verse says, Udhiti jnana suresmin nasyanti ajnana kajala. And this verse means, when the sun of knowledge rises, the darkness of ignorance is destroyed. So this text, Vivekachūḍāmaṇi, was written as a devotional teaching on the practices or the necessary parts of the practice of discernment and liberation. Śaṅkara speaks to sincere seekers who are practicing yet still doubting, and that's why I have found this teaching to be very helpful. This verse reassures us that awakening unfolds by nature and not by force, in the same way that a flower or a tomato plant, any seed that you plant, you cannot force that thing to grow. You just have to plant it and trust that the right environment and the right ingredients is making this thing happen for you. You cannot force that process. There are elements in which we need to participate in and show up to and be aware of, keep a watchful eye on and observe. And there's what I might call effort required on our part to create the right environment and make sure that there are the right ingredients. But the rest of it, we cannot force and we cannot rush. Okay? So this teaching from Śaṅkarācārya is really pointing to the fact that transformation is not something that you make happen. It is something that reveals itself when the conditions are steady and right. And I don't mean right as in wrong, but right for you, in alignment for you. Let's unpack a few key Sanskrit words from this verse. We have jnana, true knowing or lived understanding. Jnana is often translated as knowledge, but it's not just information, it's knowing. Okay, we have surya, the sun, that which illuminates naturally. And then we have ajnana, ignorance, misunderstanding, or confusion. So the core insight that we can get from this really poetic verse is darkness doesn't need to be fought. It dissolves when light is consistently present. We just got to keep turning towards that light and letting that light shine. I know that sounds cheesy and cliche, but it's the good fight that I'm always talking about, the fight that's worth fighting. So let's go over 5 key points that I want you to really get from this verse from Śaṅkarācārya. Okay, number 1, growth is often invisible before it's undeniable. Just like the dawn, right? Change happens gradually. You can see that little bit of light coming up and then eventually all of a sudden it's daytime. So it looks invisible until it isn't. You see, our self-doubt arises when we expect instant proof. And can we rest in the gradual and inevitable revealing of that truth? Number 2, understanding ripens through presence and not from pressure. Jnana grows from lived experience, not from rushing or over-efforting or just kind of like plowing through all the stuff that we got to do. Number 3, consistency creates the conditions for clarity. The sun rises because it is consistent and reliable, not because it is erratic. And through that sun rising consistently, we can see. And it is in that consistency that we can trust that the light that gives us clarity will always eventually be there. Number 4, confusion fades naturally when awareness is steady. You don't have to fix every habit or thought. You just have to keep turning towards the truth, to keep turning towards your knowing, keep turning towards the light. Number 5, you don't need to force awakening. Right? You can't. You just need to stay sincere and trust that the light, the goodness, does the rest. Keep turning towards that light. Keep fighting that good fight. All right, as always, here are some reflective questions for you to just chew on this for a little bit, to let it really percolate. My goal is to really offer you some inspiring insight from yogic teachings, but this work that I'm doing is very powerful for you when you take time to self-reflect with these topics in mind. So I encourage you to sit with these questions. I'll drop them in the description box down below so that you can actually write them down and journal them out later if you like. Number 1, where am I judging my progress too quickly? Number 2, what growth might already be happening beneath the surface? You may need to ask somebody else this question for perspective. Number 3, where do I confuse urgency with devotion? And number 4, what would it feel like to trust the process that I'm already in? Number 5, how might patience itself be a part of my practice? You can also this week apply this theme or this concept by doing a practice called Turn Toward the Light. Each day, choose one simple, steady practice that helps you feel like you're turning more towards the light. Meditation, breathing practice, asana practice, reading spiritual text, a moment of quiet reflection, taking a nice walk outside and seeing nature. That always kind of connects me back to the light of things. Don't track results. I want you to track returning to the light. And then use this phrase: the sun rises in its own time, and I trust the slow work. You can absolutely have quantum leaps in your life, but most often the transformation that you want is not something you can rush. You have to create the right environment. But just remember, you're not late, you're not failing, and you're not missing something. The light is already working. Just stay sincere, stay present, and let clarity arrive in its own rhythm as you are showing up in that turning towards the light. And what is true will reveal itself. The sun doesn't rush, and yet darkness dissolves. Don't forget, the sun doesn't rush, and yet darkness dissolves. Okay, if you liked this video, do me a favor, hit the like button. And if you would like to let me know what you liked about this video, drop it in the comments down below. I would love to hear from you, and I would love to hear how these videos are shedding light on how you're showing up to your life. And other than that, have an amazing week. Remember to turn towards the light as much as you can. You are worth that good fight. You are worth the effort it takes to fight that good fight, to unfold more and more into your goodness and to shine bright as the beautiful light that you are. The world needs your light right now. Do not give up. Even though you may not see evidence on the outside, keep going. Promise yourself that you will keep going. All right. Sending you so much love from my heart to yours. Wishing you a beautiful Monday and the rest of your week. And I will see you next time, my friends. Peace and blessings.